Hello, everyone, and welcome to CDI's consulting webinar titled Back to School with Laserfiche. My name is Kyle Niebel, technical trainer here at CDI. Glad to have you all with us today. Well, being the back to school season, we figured this would be a neat way to present some of the learning opportunities of Laserfiche products. We'll help you chart a plan to get your users certified in Laserfiche and transition users into your Laserfiche system with some nice demonstrations here today. What are we going to learn today? Well, we're going to take a look at a few things. We'll take a look at how to sign up for the Laserfiche Support and Answers pages. Some neat resources there on Laserfiche's support site. We'll go through that. Laserfiche also has an Aspire platform that is where you can learn and get certified on Laserfiche products. We'll talk about the options and costs involved in that. We'll also talk about our own CDI Client Portal, how you can sign up and get access to client-only materials and sign up for these wonderful webinars. And finally, a little bonus. We're going to take a look at Laserfiche forms and show you how we internally have used Laserfiche forms to create training syllabuses for our new employees. This will be a simple example. It's not the entire system, but it's kind of a neat little demonstration of how forms can be used to onboard new hires and provide them a training syllabus. Little housekeeping items before we get started. You'll all be muted. There is a question box and a chat box, which I have open and I'll be paying attention to as we go through here during our session. So if you have any questions, go ahead and post those in the box there. If you want the slides from this presentation, we can provide that, although what you see is what you get, nothing really fancy. But if you prefer to get a copy of that, we can send that to you. And of course, this webinar session will be recorded and we will post it up to our YouTube channel within just a few days. All right. Well, with that out of the way, who is going to benefit from watching this video? Well, our target audience are Laserfiche admins all the way to just regular Laserfiche end users. I think you'll find all of this information useful, and at least if nothing else, give you some ideas as to what is possible in the world of Laserfiche. Our first topic, as I mentioned, was the Laserfiche support site and how to sign up for access to that site and to the answers forum. We'll talk about how it's really simple and how you get some information in order to sign up. There's a few steps, but very straightforward and easy to do. I also mentioned that the Aspire training program and certification program is available. There's a learning site, which Laserfiche calls their Aspire learning platform. And that is where all content about Laserfiche is there, where you can sign up basically with the same account that you signed up with for your support site. It's the same credentials, and you can peruse all the training materials there. And then if you want to get certified, you can then sign up for certification testing, which is a paid content. Everything else is free. Here at CDI, we do have a client portal where you can access different content, as well as attend various regional user group meetings that we present, as well as signing up for our webinars. And those are all listed on a nice calendar platform, as we can see in this screenshot, and I'll show you a little bit of it live here today. And then finally, taking a look at Laserfiche forms and how we might get a syllabus designed and built to assist users with getting trained up either internally or signing them up for courses elsewhere, using forms to generate a syllabus. Pretty neat concepts here all. And with that said, let's go ahead and take a look at some of these items live. Okay, so the first topic is the Laserfiche support site. And as you can see here, I've gone to support.laserfiche.com. And if you've never signed in before, up at the top right corner is a sign in button. As you can see, there is a host of links in here. In fact, many of them are built in under the support area or learning resources. And here you can see the certification and Aspire platform links down there in the bottom right corner. To get to any of this, or watch videos, or even go into product help and watch product videos in that area, you need a login to the support site. And it is free. You just need to click that sign in button and go ahead and get signed in. Now, if you don't have an account, down at the bottom right there, you can register a new account. To do so, all you need to know is your first name and last name and your email address, your company email address, I would guess, and then provide your company name and serial number that comes from your Laserfiche product. How do you get that? Your Laserfiche administrator will have that serial number available or can find it for you very quickly. The company name is unique. You could potentially guess your company name, but theoretically it should be close, if not exactly as it is as it's registered. If you want to do self-help and find out what your serial number and company name is, if you have the Laserfiche Windows client or web client, under the help about option, it will give you at minimum the serial number. In the web client, it just gives you your serial number. In the Windows client, the help about gives you the company name and serial number, if you don't want to wait for your admin to provide it to you. But if you get those two pieces of information and submit all those 5 items, hit submit, you will get signed up nearly immediately. It'll ping back to that email address rather quickly, and you'll be signed up and good to go. Having signed up on that support site and signed in, then you can access all the different areas available to you from the site. So if you want to go to the video tutorials link in the learning resources area, that'll take you to the certification and Aspire training platform. And we'll go ahead and do that and show you our second topic, which is the Aspire platform that Laserfiche has. As we see here, the site has a number of videos in this area, and up at the top, you can click on different areas. If you've signed up for training or taken certification testing, you'll have a transcript of all that, and you can download your certification PDF for any of those classes. If you have any issues with the site itself, you can contact them, send you items. There's helpful links. And then at the homepage here, you can search for any video type or content that you're looking for in regards to training. And this link was to video tutorials. So basically it is filtering on that video tutorials link right there. If you close that out, that'll change the list of results. And you can sort by duration, type, subject. As you can see here, quite a few different Laserfiche product lines, even down back to version 10, different guides, courses, any content that you want. So a really great platform for learning. And again, all this is free without having, with that free sign up to the site, okay? Now, if you want to get certified, that is, if we go back to our certification link, normally these are paid, although if you have credits, you can use those. Sometimes end users and companies will have credits available to you, and that's all available, okay? So there is a list of courses you might have signed up for, or the link here will give you different certification paths. Now, different certs take different classes. Some of these take just a few classes. Some of these are 10 or 12 classes and tests to get certified. For example, most of us here at CDI have to get at least gold, if not platinum certification. And that's, I think platinum just adds 2 more classes to the gold. So if you're gonna do gold, might as well go platinum. But those tests and certifications are different, and therefore the cost obviously goes up per test in total. They're not too expensive, but they may change in the future. So if we want to take a look at what that path entails, we'll click on that and show you the different platinum certifications. If you're cloud-based or on-premise, it shows you the different certification paths. And this would include all the different tests for all the different courses that are part of this certification path. It's highly recommended that when you are doing your training online here in the Aspire platform, you also are using the Laserfiche products that you're getting certified in. Sometimes there's usage when you're using things that you pick up and just kind of gain experience with that you might not actually learn online. Although, to be honest, most of their training product covers all the details you need to pass. And I think the pass level, depending on what class it is 75 to 80% to pass any one of the tests. So even if you're difficult to or find testing difficult, they are very easy to use. They have some neat interactive testing that has you click and do different things. So depending on what you're getting certified in, some tests are maybe a bit more difficult than others, but if you have that experience, you should have no trouble passing. All right, so that is the Laserfiche learning platform and certification paths, as well as their Aspire platform. So the support site, just going back to that, has links to not only their product support lifecycle, release summaries of any product, supported configurations for you IT managers out there, product help for any specific product, and I mentioned it but didn't show you yet, is the Laserfiche Answers forum. This forum is fantastic for learning, hey, what if I do this with this part in Laserfiche forums? Or what if I build a workflow and I need to do this? Well, the Answers forum is where you can find those solutions and answers to those sticky questions that usually come up that aren't necessarily in the documentation. I find that, yes, the documentation is great and you can kind of infer some things, but without doing things in real life, sometimes those documentation features just don't give enough. And if you're curious, you can search the Answers forum for any topic and even then filter and browse those target topics by product line and just peruse what's in there currently. There are numerous, just a huge number of clients, end users, admins, and even Laserfiche staff watching this forum and helping answer these questions. I find that when I post a question, I'm rarely without an answer within just a few days. There's no guarantees, of course, but there is a great base of users and you can usually get your answer pretty quickly. So I highly recommend the Answers forum. And if you don't see your exact scenario and your exact question, go ahead and post your own where the item is. So if you want to post a question, go ahead and fill in your subject and your question, and that'll then get added to the list of posed questions in this list. And you can even get subscribed to it so that any answers that come back in the forum, you'll get notified of those answers within the Answers forum itself. All right, so fantastic resource there as well, all within the Laserfiche support site and their Answers forum. So that covers the first 2 items. Here at CDI, we've also gone ahead and created, not only can you find information and resources, we have a client portal, and you can sign up. If you don't have a portal login, you can sign in there. And if you don't have a login, you can sign up for one for free. There's a form. Let's see, I'm going to log out and show you that process. If you're new and just want a new site to log into the client portal, go ahead and fill in your information. Provide your own password here. That's what that means. And then tell us you're not a robot and submit that form, and that will then get you signed up, and then you can sign into the support site. All right, so if I go back there and sign in, I'll show you a little bit about the CDI support site. Get signed up here. Yes, I am human. I think I have a different email address. There we go. That's better. All right, as you can see, the client portal has at the top announcements, links to our newsletters. Those are provided every month, and we've got a whole host of those. I'll go ahead and open that link in a new tab. Takes a moment to come back up. Podcasts are here as well. Kind of a fun, basically podcasts that are based on some of the newsletter articles that we have. Now, the fun stuff here is to get signed up for our webinars. And as you can see, we're currently in the midst of this webinar right now. Other webinars are listed in the calendar. And we have consulting webinars, sales webinars, and development webinars, depending on the month. We have recurring training, free training classes on Training Tuesdays. So get signed up for those. And as you can see, different months are available. Go look forward to our Training Tuesdays, and each day may be different. Clicking on the link will tell you what course that is. All right, and we alternate, at least on Training Tuesdays, we alternate with forms, basic forms training, or the web client, or basic Windows client, or workflow. And those are alternating on different months. So fantastic there. We do have some resources, different documents for some of our own CDI developed products. So clicking on that link takes you to an area where we can look at some of our different documents. So for example, we have some white papers on some of our products. We have documents for user guides found in some of these areas. And depending on your account type, you may or may not have access to all of the forms or folders that you see listed here. I might have access to folders that you may not. It just depends on your configuration and settings there. Go back to the client dashboard and you can access other items. I had provided a link to those newsletters and announcements. So these are different newsletters which were emailed out, and they have links to different articles or information. So really handy, and it's a nice archive to see what we've sent out in the last few months. We obviously have user group meetings. That one's listed here, and that's in person. We go to different regional areas on occasion for that. So we looked at CDI resources, Training Tuesdays. You can sign up for all those sessions, listen to our podcasts here as well. We also have some highlights from LinkedIn posted here, and a link to our CDI YouTube channel, or just go to YouTube and type in CDI and the term Laserfiche. That'll come right up, and we have different playlists on all the different Laserfiche products, including this webinar should show up shortly in that site in the next few days as well. So look forward to seeing you there on our YouTube channel. If you have support needs or want to talk to anybody in sales, go ahead and use these contact info items here. You can send us an email, give us a call, and we will handle your needs as they arise. So we look forward to helping you out at any time that you need that. On the, not that it's part of the support or client portal, but on the Laserfiche main site, under, for those needing support, there is a support link there at the top, or you can click on the contact us, which also has a support link as well. So either way, click on that support button if you have support needs. That'll give you different methods. You can, again, email, call, or fill out a form to open up a case and have us assist you. Okay, so some quick ways to get Laserfiche support through us. Again, those of you who might be new to Laserfiche, your support is through your Laserfiche reseller, which CDI is. And then if you really needed something that Laserfiche provides, we would get that for you. So you're always going to be reaching out to CDI as your first line of support. All right, so we covered Laserfiche's support site and answers forum, certification and training, CDI's own portal, where you can find different items. And in fact, on that portal, if you have open cases, you could find those listed there. I think my site is not working, or at least my part of the site is not working, and you might be able to see that up here as well. So I'm going to have to double check my system, but theoretically, you could also view any of your open cases in the client portal as well. Not that I'm showing it right now, but it should be there. So, or if it's not, it should be there in the very near future. All right. And then finally, we have what I mentioned is a way to create a training syllabus for a new hire. So we're going to use Laserfiche forums and present that for the rest of the training session and show you just some ideas as to how you might onboard new employees or somebody who needs training. So I have our process listed here under Start Processes, and we'll take a look at the idea at least, and then talk about how we might implement that. So as soon as the form loads, taking its time. Your system should run much faster than mine. I have a slow system for some reason, and therefore it's just taking its time loading the form. Not that it's any complex form or anything like that. Performance is not normally affected by complexity of the form, for example. Just my web browser is just having fun trying to load it up. Okay, there we go. All right, so here we have an example of a onboarding form. We've got an employee who might be coming on board. Type in their name. I have one dropping in here by default, but you could have a drop-down list of your employees in this employee name field, or you could have it something that you type in. We've got different roles. So for example, you might have different training syllabus items depending on the role that this person is going to be in. You could even, for example, in that role, have different phases. We might have for one role 3 phases, or another role just 1 phase of training. It just depends on how you want to do this. And a training start date, things like that. And once you enter the information, you'll see here, I've got a database in the background. So I'm using a lookup into a database that shows a table of the training items for this phase and this role. So you do need Laserfiche Forms Professional Edition to do database lookups in order to make what we see on screen here happen. But most people have that, although the Essentials Edition, which is free, and Laserfiche Forms is free product, doesn't have this capability. So you would have to upgrade if you have Laserfiche Forms Essentials. This is a database, and the table basically has these columns in the database. And as we can see here, this form allows us to go through and have a particular order of training, and it gives a course name, a course description. We can resize that. That's a multi-value field, or multi-line text field, by the way. And then we have estimated hours. And these values could be modified here right now before submission. If you don't want a particular line item as part of the syllabus, for example, you could remove that line item from this table. Let's say we have quite a few in the list here, and I want to remove some of those line items. We can just go ahead and X out one of those line items, and that removes it. I've got a total training time box down at the bottom. That's just totaling up the column of estimated hours. So built into Forms, we can do kind of some neat calculations based on that. I'll take out the 9th or 8th item there, etc. And as you can see, taking out those items, the training time value is changing at the same time. At this point, this would be a submission to get reviewed, and we could then say submit, or you can save it as a draft if you need to come back and make some changes to the proposed syllabus. Now in this process, I simply have it going to a review stage, which basically comes back to me. So I'm going to submit that new submission for the quote new employee. And then if we go to our user's inbox, thinking about it, that'll show us any of those tasks in the list. All right, so in my open task list, there we go. We have submitted a few items. Here's my most recent at the top. You can change the sort order by clicking the column, or you can filter, maybe date assigned, and we'll go to from today. So that limits what's in there. I had a previous form submission apparently that is sitting in there, but if you want to take a look at any of these items and sort and filter by the available columns, you can do that in Laserfiche Forms. So a really neat product there. And at this point, if I change the sort order, I'll go to my least or oldest form submission and click on that. We'll take a look at that submission. So we had an initial submission that came and needs review in order to then finalize it and get passed on to the employee with a, could be an email with a list of the courses, or maybe it goes to a scheduler who sets it up. It's up to you. This is a basic framework. I'm not saying there's one be-all, end-all way to design Laserfiche Forms to function, but this is an example. And here we go. So here's the review, and we can see on this one, we have a different role. We have a set of phases, but notice we now have a column over here, which allows us to maybe change some of these items, change the order. As we see here, maybe this is going to, well, should be 5 and then 6. So we need to change the order on here. Maybe we're going to change the time of the training classes. maybe change the description or remove some of this info. At that point, if you're making changes to any of these items, you have a choice here, and this was added because in the background, you might actually be putting in storing this info to a table, so that based on this employee and their role and their training date, start time, that we want to keep all that info updated in a database. Or if we're going to delete this particular course, we want to get that removed from the database that's keeping track of what this employee is doing. So in the background, if we do an update upon submission, this will run a workflow. The workflow will go, oh, you mark this column as update or delete, whatever it may be, and that will then go look for this employee's course and remove it from their training database table. So in effect, you've told the system, this person is no longer taking this course, but we've updated some of the properties on another course. So just go through on each one. And you could make this required. I would figure it probably would be required. Or you might even do update, delete, or no change if it's required, and your default would be no change on that radio button. Okay. That way you can maybe trigger a workflow that updates any of this information for that one employee. So again, just imagining a spreadsheet, or in other words, a database that has a table of that employee's listed courses. We could even go to another area and check off that they've completed these courses. So it just depends on your imagination on what you want to do with Laserfiche forms. Just like any form, there's a comments box. And then at this point, my process is pretty simple at this point. We're just going to approve the process, and it'll go on to whatever the next steps may be. That may end it. It just depends. And maybe there's a different form that looks up any of the info, and then we can set progress on the employee's training. If you hit reject, sometimes you could send it back to the initial submitter and have them make any edits that you think are necessary. Maybe, hey, do you think that course is really necessary for this person? Or maybe you should have a seventh course for whatever it may be, right? As you can see, a table is in here, and theoretically you could say send back to submitter with an additional line item, adding our item, choose, oh, I don't have it doing a lookup. So as you can see, depending on how you build it, either it's going to use what's in the database, or you have to have some other method of also showing the data. You can do that. I just didn't build it that way. So this could be, this is coming from a list. I just don't have it updated with new info. And you can send it back, have them approve that. You say, hey, I added a new line. Go ahead and approve that if you think that's necessary or useful. They can then send it back. You can then approve it again, and then off to the races. And now that's completed. So a neat way of using Laserfiche forms to build a training syllabus for new hires, as we might say. So that concludes our Laserfiche webinar today. I haven't seen any questions or chats in here. Some helpful resources, again, like we already saw. Our CDI website is cdi.support. Go ahead and find all kinds of info. Our YouTube channel is at CDI_official. We do Laserfiche blog postings, which you can also find through our client portal. We do our newsletters. Those are all posted publicly available on the interwebs. So please feel free to enjoy those. Aspire training, we talked about that. Laserfiche support site has getting started guides, which are really handy. And then we can also find lots of supporting answers to interesting questions that I always think of the answers site as a place to find those questions that are slipping through the cracks, so to speak. So the items here are great on the YouTube. There was a question on how do we get that serial number from Laserfiche if you don't know where it is. For example, I'll go ahead and open up my Windows client and just show you where that link is. I'm not actually going to open it, but on your help, this is the Laserfiche Windows client. Go to About Laserfiche there in the drop down from the help button, and that will pop up a pop-up screen that will show you your company name and serial number in there. I just don't want to expose it on the public websites through our video here. Again, my name is Kyle Niebel from Laserfiche, from CDI, technical trainer here for Laserfiche and other products as well. So we look forward to seeing you at the next webinar. Thank you so much for your attendance. Now the question is, how do you find the calendar? And that was on the, whoop, that's not the one I want to show. Go ahead and show you on our client portal. Once you sign into the client portal, that events and webinars calendar will be there as you scroll down. So without having signed into the client portal, you won't get here. But again, as I mentioned, it's an easy sign up. Just fill in a form with your email address, your preferred password, and submit that form. That should then provide you an email that tells you that you're all signed up. All right, so great. All right. Well, thank you again, everyone. We'll wrap it up here. I'll stay online for just a moment or two for any other questions, but if you want to go ahead and continue with the rest of your day, feel free to log out and we'll get this video posted in the next few days. So thanks again, everyone. Have a great day from all of us here at CDI.